It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. And it is Raptor basketball tonight as the Toronto Raptors go up against the Golden State Warriors at their home, Oracle Arena. Well, for the Warriors, they're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. And the matchups in the backcourt will certainly be interesting to watch in this one. Kenny, who are some of the top guards you played against over the years?
Wow, come on. The Bulls, always a force, with Jordan and Pippen. Well, Pippen was really like a small forward, but he played guard a lot.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Toronto Raptors.
Everyone's in their seats here at the Oracle Arena as the Golden State Warriors look to Warriors. They pick up the W against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road wave. And they really kept the crowd on mute in that one.
All fueled up. Look out, and then you throw up stuff like that. And you go, oh my, how does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I'm sure you guys have heard this, that the nickname that has been given to DeMar Carroll, the Junkyard Dog, I think it's apropos. Kid drafted. Out of Missouri back in the 2009 draft.
Yeah, and he actually had to show perseverance to hang around as he bounced around a bit, but I think he's found a home now.
And Carroll, an energy player who's developed a reliable three-point stroke. I mean, he can also hurt you in transition. He's got terrific size and athleticism, and he also really knows how to play without the basketball.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And Carroll, by advanced stats, one of the most productive small forwards in our league. I mean, one thing I like, even as he's developed into a three-point threat, he still has an instinct for cutting to the rim off the ball when his defender turns his head. I mean, one of the things I think that allows his team to be so good is his understanding of how to play the game.
And it's DeRozan missing.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Lowry. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Warriors have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Thompson passes to Curry. Out to Thompson. Golden State moving it around. Curry attacking. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 10 points for Steph Curry.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Now here's Patterson, following the miss by Draymond Green. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far, offense has come off the fast break.
Well, from the moment he stepped into the league, Klay Thompson was lights out in terms of shooting. Clark, he has never had a problem knocking one down.
Well, the first player in league history to notch 500 made threes in his first 3 seasons in the league. That is remarkable.
And for Thompson, his three-pointer was his calling card early on, but I love the way he's expanded his game every season. He's become a very good defender and broadened his offensive game as well.
Now, here's Thompson. He had 25 points in the win against Cleveland.
You know, and speaking of Thompson expanding his game, he's also come out of his shell a little bit. Very quiet early on, but he has gotten more and more comfortable in the league and becoming more outspoken.
The Raptors making a switch here. Powell's checked in. A nice bounce-back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions. I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Curry is inside. Powell on him. Curry kicks to Bogut. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year. And that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just in different facets of your game.
Down low. And Valanciunas kicks to Powell. And the 17. DeMar DeRozan grabs the board.
And sometimes we all...
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is. He shouldn't be firing from that deep, though.
And again, Toronto no luck. Golden State's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Outside Curry. The 3. No luck. And Toronto will come the other way.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Back to Green. Takes the 3. Toronto grabs the miss. DeRozan's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Well, you know, last season Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Drops in the tray. Lowry's got his first 3 points of the game. Curry kicks to Bogut, and the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Yambo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas, and Corey Joseph subbed in for DeMar DeRozan.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Toronto. Terrence Ross comes in for Kyle Lowry. Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and played to the strengths of his team on the offensive end.
Not the guy you want to send to the line, Kevin.
The Warriors have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Curry outside. Good. Curry's got 19 points.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
And that's it for... And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a very convincing performance here from the Warriors so far.
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited second chances too, guys.
The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. The Splash Brothers are the guards. And it's Barnes in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Warriors' 5. The #1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big Aussie coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
Outside Carroll, and he gets it to go.
3 points.
Carroll's got 6.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Outside Green. Warriors the rebound. And stolen by Biyombo. Fast break, here they come. Outside Carroll. The shot, no good. Good D by Thompson.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle. And that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Ross. Green with the rebound. Green's got 5 rebounds tonight.
He's been an absolute non-factor. 0 factor this game. Just a horrible performance from him. That's their 3rd straight make-off and assist.
Great ball movement.
Biyombo kicks to Carroll. And again, no good by Toronto. Golden State's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Barnes. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 3rd assist on the night. Scola dishes to Ross. Now the pass to Joseph. From deep. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
They're not going to run that play very often. But hey, they'll take it. Way to notch that 3.
Curry. And it's blocked.
Well, after that great first quarter from outside, he's cooled down here.
Free throw line jump shot. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Warriors leading by 23. Puts up a 3. But they get it back. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Curry's got 5 points in the quarter. From deep. Offensive rebound. Biyombo kicks to Joseph. Ross on the wing. Toronto working the ball around now. Passes it to Joseph. And there's the feed to Biyombo. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Stephen Curry.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Some changes for Toronto. Patterson, he's checked in for Scola. DeRozan comes in for Ross. And it's Lowry in for Corey Joseph. Curry. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
Yeah, and in winning that last game, they attacked the basket aggressively. Drew a lot of fouls in that game.
Yeah, it certainly paid off. I mean, free throws and foul trouble for your opponents. Come on now. That's a winning recipe all day long.
The Raptors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Mark, one thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
And he gets it to go. And now it's 27 points for Steph Curry.
Once again, the defense letting him get open at the three-point line. That's a major mental mistake there. You've got to get to the shooter.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponents.
Here's Curry. A 38-point game for him in the win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And, you know, he was getting fouled time and time again and really delivered at the free throw line. Huge contribution there, guys.
And for Lowry, he's been on fire the past couple of seasons. He's shown toughness, leadership, and the instinct to make winning plays on the court at both ends.
And, guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA, none brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning.
Dishes it to Green. Jacks up a three. No luck. Good work defensively by Lowry.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
And 101 left to play here in the second quarter.
Well, this is painful to watch. He can't get one to go down. Really having trouble finding his game here in this half.
What I like, though, about Stephen Curry also is his demeanor, Clark. He cheers on his teammates, keeps his head up through adversity. He does it all.
Yeah, he's pretty much unflappable. He's level-headed, and he puts his teammates first. That's what makes him a championship-caliber superstar.
Pass to Green. Fires the three. Good work defensively by Lowry.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And again, it's the Warriors missing. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Corey Joseph.
Now here's Curry. This one for three. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And through one half, it has...
Yes, I'm here with Steph Curry and Steph...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. What a start it was for Stephen Curry. He had 29 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think? Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Barbecue chicken. They were completely overmatched in the low post. I couldn't believe the amount of points they allowed in the paint. Wow, I thought I was out there scoring, playing basketball. They got to switch things up, get some different matchups because they are getting eaten alive. Barbecue chicken.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, I mean, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the 3. Bogut the pass to Green. It's stolen by Carroll. It's tipped. It's stolen by Curry. There's the 3. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got 4 rebounds in this game. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Patrick Patterson. How's the last month of basketball been for him? 10th in free throw percentage, 17th in blocks. And he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates is such an asset.
And yeah, you know, he's the real deal at the foul line. You want him at the line for you in crunch time.
Curry against Lowry. Fires the 3. Curry can't get it to go. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Patterson. And Curry pulls it down.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second.
Oh! Man, he slams it home and gets a little camera time on the backside of it.
He spent a while up there on the rim.
And I like the fact that the ref's going to give him a little bit of leeway there and a lot more than they used to.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay.
Starting to get restless here. 0 for 4 to start the second half.
And for Kyle Lowry, a guy who just has an unbelievable nose for the basketball, the triple-double comes naturally to him now. Top 10 in the league the past 2 seasons. In his short time with the Raptors, he's already their career leader in that category.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Some changes for Toronto. Biombo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Luis Scola in for Patrick Patterson. And Curry, here we go. Scola with the rebound. Scola's got 4 rebounds now tonight. We're getting back to Kyle Lowry. The reason he's always a triple-double threat, Clark, because of his great work on the glass for a guard. Tough, strong, relentless, and committed to getting rebounds.
He's got the attitude of a power forward, even though he is a point guard. That's why he's one of the best rebounding guards in the league. It's his mentality.
Bogut down low, covered by Biombo, and finished off by Bogut.
A long windup and a strong follow-through on that one-hand jam.
He's not going to mess that one up for sure.
I sure hope not.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Here's Thompson, and he
timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the sentence.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there. Went according to the plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And it's Lowry penetrating. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto.
I'll tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
And the basket by Curry. Curry's got 31 points.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Thompson dishes to Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 33 points for Steph Curry.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
And oh, here we go with Green. Nobody back.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by.
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. In part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been Really good.
And Draymond Green picks up the foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Some changes for Toronto. Ross, he's checked in for Damari Carroll for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry.
Corey Joseph.
Ross. And again, Toronto no luck. Here's Golden State. They're on a 14-2 run here. Curry with a wide open look. Drills it from outside. Curry's got 36.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
That's good.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Here's Scola. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big-time effort. The drive by Thompson. Ross grabs the board.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Here's Scola. Again, Scola missing.
Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Boy, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
I'm not sure how I like this one. He used the rim to get some true hang time there.
No, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff.
Okay, guys, that was just
I'll buy that for now.
A good old-fashioned chin check right there.
It's Curry outside. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead, and this one may already have been decided. Warriors ahead, opening up a huge gap. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
And one thing that I know a lot of fans are worried about is NBA jerseys with ads on them. It's something the NBA has explored more in-depth recently and would be another stream of revenue for the league. It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Ross kicks to Joseph. And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Curry in at the point guard. That's the Warriors' foul. Good on the shot. Johnson's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Raptors. The Warriors shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Hacked on the shot. And he'll have 3 chances at the line.
And Steph Curry, not just a superstar player, but one of the best contracts in basketball this year and next for under $24 million combined, and you can bet he's due for a major increase in pay when 2017 rolls around.
The Raptors making a switch here. Carroll's checked in. And for Stephen Curry, a value contract, but a growing list of endorsements. One of the top-selling jerseys in the league, a signature shoe deal. He's doing all right.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about it. He's got a Bible quotation on his wrist that says, "Love never fails." And that's how he approaches the game, with a true love and faith that his hard work is going to pay off.
Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Well, tell me how you really feel about that, Greg. But you're right. I mean, mistakes like that will keep you from cutting deficits, no doubt.
And so it's Golden State with it. Out left to the wing. Barnes passes to Bogut. They kick it out to Green.
Well, we all know that #1 overall picks are incredibly valuable. I mean, they can change the course and face of an entire franchise. Last season, the playoffs were full of teams that featured #1 overall picks.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And guys, teams with the #1 overall pick tend to go very deep in the playoffs. Just the nature of how the NBA lottery and rebuilding structure works.
Yeah, and in the playoffs last season, every team in the conference semis but one had a #1 overall pick on their roster. So that one team was the Grizzlies.
That free throw, no good.
And after an exceptional first 2 years in the league, Jason Thompson has really declined. He averaged 12 points and 8 boards over those first 2 seasons, but last year that plummeted all the way down to 6 and 6. So his arrow's definitely been pointing in the wrong direction.
Here's Curry with the 3. Carroll with the rebound. And here's Toronto. They've only given up 1 point in the fourth quarter.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
That'll be a 5-second call.
The second half hasn't gone nearly as well for him. He'd only had 1 before the break in terms of turnovers, but that number's growing as this game progresses.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Kicks it to Bogut. Outside, Green. From the arc. Curry can't get it to go. Well, getting back to Thompson, as Greg was just talking about him, he's a big guy, durable, good interior defender. Clark, but he really struggles on the perimeter.
Yeah, you know, 20 years ago, his rugged style of inside play would have worked. But nowadays, his lack of a consistent shot and below average range are really counterproductive.
For the Raptors, they come in off the loss to Cleveland. From deep three-point range, rebounded by Thompson. Johnson with it, picked up by Thompson. Johnson's shot is off. Warriors have gone 0 of 6 in the fourth quarter. A disastrous start to the period. There's the call on James Johnson. That's his first foul.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
I tell you what, they've got a nice reservation for him over on the bench if he keeps this up. 4th turnover already.
And Toronto has possession. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
You know, it hasn't always been the case in the NBA, but parity is at a great spot right now. Every team can compete for a title or end up last in their conference, it seems. It's something the NBA wanted and ultimately now has achieved.
No good on the free throw. And speaking of NBA parity, it's impossible to go from last to first in a single year, but it can happen in a 3-year span.
And that's all you really want from a fan's perspective, hope. To illustrate the parity, all 4 teams in the conference finals from last year were different from the year before.
Curry dishes to Barnes and stolen by Wright. Feeds it to Johnson. To end the drought. And again, no good by Toronto.
they've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant. You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
From deep, Green. They grab their own miss. Thompson from long range. Curry kicks to Thompson. Back to Curry. Shoots the three. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Some changes for Toronto. Scola comes in for Johnson. And it's Powell in for Wright. Here's Joseph. To the paint. Bogut against Thompson. Shot is off. The Warriors shooting around 40% from the floor here. Outside Curry. The drive by Green. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
It's stolen by Green.
Warriors call time.
Timeout call for War. And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will wow you with his numbers or his athleticism, Clark. He brings a lot of intangibles, though, and I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about him. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Biyombo comes in for Jason Thompson, and Terrence Ross is subbed in for Damari Carroll. That'll be a 5-second call.
Yeah, they're starting to go in the wrong direction in terms of turnovers. It's slowly becoming a problem.
Left side, Curry. Stolen by Joseph. Moving it up. Biyombo, the pass to Ross. Biyombo kicks to Ross. And again, no good by Toronto.
You know, you talk about Green's enthusiasm for the game. He's constantly talking, whether defensively or even in an opponent's ear. He's a vocal presence. And also another example of how a guy can make an impact without necessarily having it show up in the stat sheet.
And here's Barnes for three. Can't get it to go. And Toronto will go the other way with it.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Warriors.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And words can hardly describe the way these guys have come out game after game after game and been dominant facing both conferences. When they hit the 72-win mark, we thought it couldn't continue. And when they rewrite the record books once more, we'll say, wow, we were glad we watched it all. What a team.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
They really do. I mean, there's one more game to play in this season series, and barring any major changes to their team, I'd have to believe the sweep will be in order.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Stephen Curry. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And that's not even close.
Oh, my goodness. That's like temporary insanity right there.
Do you think he realizes we've actually got a game, a serious game taking place here? I have my doubts, partner.
Ross dishes to Scola. Toronto working the ball around now. Ross kicks to Joseph. He feeds it to Ross. To halt the run. No good.
Well, that's another good rebound for him. Hasn't mattered at all that he's given up some inches to a few of the other guys on the floor.
The dish now to Curry. There's the triple. Offline. So we see the Warriors taking the game here.